Socrates stands as a towering figure in the history of Western philosophy. Born in Athens, Greece, around 470 BC, his life and teachings continue to resonate with us today. Unlike many philosophers who came after him, Socrates didn't leave behind any written works. We know about him primarily through the writings of his students, most notably Plato. Socrates was a man of the people. He spent his days engaging fellow Athenians in thought-provoking discussions. He challenged their assumptions, questioned their beliefs, and exposed the flaws in their logic. This constant questioning, while stimulating, also earned him the nickname the Gadfly of Athens. Despite his lack of formal writings, Socrates' influence on the course of Western thought is undeniable. He is considered the father of Western philosophy, credited with laying the foundation for the fields of ethics, epistemology, and political philosophy. His relentless pursuit of truth and his unwavering commitment to reason continue to inspire thinkers to this day. Central to Socrates' philosophical approach was a unique method of inquiry that has come to be known as the Socratic Method. This method, also known as Socratic dialogue or elenchus, revolves around the art of asking probing questions. Socrates believed that true knowledge resided within individuals and could be brought forth through guided self-reflection.
What is courage?
Imagine Socrates engaging in a conversation about courage. He wouldn't simply lecture on his definition of the term. Instead, he would pose a series of seemingly simple questions.
Is courage always about physical strength?
After receiving an answer, he would follow up with another question, dissecting the response and prompting deeper thought. Through this relentless questioning, Socrates aimed to expose contradictions and inconsistencies in his companions' thinking. He wanted them to arrive at a more profound understanding of the subject at hand by confronting their own biases and preconceived notions. The Socratic method wasn't about dictating answers, but rather about fostering critical thinking and self-discovery. One of the most striking aspects of Socrates' philosophy was his embrace of what is often referred to as Socratic ignorance. This concept doesn't imply that Socrates was genuinely ignorant. Instead, it highlights his deeply held belief that true wisdom lies in recognizing the limits of one's own knowledge. Socrates famously claimed that the only true wisdom was in knowing that he knew nothing. This statement wasn't a display of false modesty. It was a profound recognition that the more one learns, the more one realizes how much remains unknown. This awareness of one's own intellectual limitations for Socrates was the starting point for true learning and genuine understanding. Socratic ignorance wasn't about embracing skepticism or rejecting the pursuit of knowledge. On the contrary, it was about approaching knowledge with humility and an open mind. By acknowledging that we don't have all the answers, we become more receptive to new ideas, more willing to question our assumptions, and more committed to the ongoing pursuit of truth. At the heart of Socrates' philosophy lay a deep concern with ethics and the question of how to live a good life. He believed that true happiness stemmed from living a morally upright existence. Socrates saw virtue as inextricably linked to knowledge. To be virtuous, one had to possess true knowledge of what is good and just. Ignorance was the root of all evil. This connection between knowledge and virtue is a cornerstone of Socratic ethics. One of Socrates' most enduring and thought-provoking pronouncements is his assertion that the unexamined life is not worth living. This powerful statement encapsulates his belief in the importance of self-reflection and the pursuit of self-knowledge as essential components of a meaningful existence. For Socrates, simply going through the motions of life without engaging in critical reflection was akin to a form of spiritual slumber. To truly live, one had to be awake, aware, and engaged in a constant process of questioning and self-discovery. This involved examining one's beliefs, values, and motivations. The unexamined life, according to Socrates, lacked depth and purpose. It was a life devoid of the self-awareness and critical thinking necessary for moral growth and genuine fulfillment. By embracing the process of self-examination, individuals could break free from the shackles of ignorance, challenge societal norms, and strive to live in accordance with their own reasoned principles. While Socrates was a product of Athenian democracy, his views on politics were complex and often at odds with the prevailing political climate of his time. He was a staunch critic of Athenian democracy, questioning the wisdom of the masses and challenging the very foundation upon which Athenian governance rested. Socrates believed that true governance required specialized knowledge and expertise. He argued that just as one wouldn't entrust one's health to an untrained individual, matters of state should not be left in the hands of those lacking the necessary knowledge and moral compass to make sound judgments. He saw Athenian democracy as vulnerable to the whims of the masses, who were easily swayed by rhetoric and lacked the wisdom to make informed decisions. This skepticism towards democracy stemmed from Socrates' unwavering commitment to truth and justice. He believed that true justice required a deep understanding of ethical principles and a commitment to the common good. He feared that democratic systems, while seemingly egalitarian, could easily be corrupted by self-interest and short-sightedness. Socrates' critique of Athenian democracy led him to propose a radical alternative rule by a philosopher king. This ideal ruler would possess political acumen and a profound understanding of philosophy, justice, and the good life. The philosopher king would be driven by a genuine commitment to the welfare of the polis. Socrates believed this ruler would rule with wisdom and benevolence, guided by reason and ethical principles. This vision reflects Socrates' belief in the transformative power of knowledge and enlightened leadership. In 399 BC, Socrates was put on trial in Athens for impiety and corrupting the youth. These charges stemmed from his relentless questioning of traditional beliefs and criticism of Athenian democracy. The trial represented a clash between traditional values and the spirit of philosophical inquiry. His accusers viewed his teachings as subversive, undermining the state. Socrates defended his beliefs, arguing his questioning was an act of piety. Despite his eloquent defense, Socrates was found guilty by a narrow margin and sentenced to death. The Athenian jury, perhaps threatened by his unconventional views and unwavering commitment to his principles, chose to silence the gadfly who had challenged their assumptions and exposed the flaws in their thinking. Socrates' death, however, transformed him from a philosopher into a martyr for truth and free thought. He was given the opportunity to escape his fate, but chose to remain in Athens, accepting his sentence as a testament to his unwavering belief in living and dying according to his principles. His death had a profound impact on his followers, particularly his student Plato. It solidified Socrates' legacy as a champion of reason, integrity, and the pursuit of wisdom, even in the face of adversity. His willingness to die for his beliefs served as a powerful testament to the enduring power of ideas and the importance of staying true to one's convictions. Although Socrates left behind no written works, his influence on the course of Western thought is immeasurable. His emphasis on reason, his dedication to ethical inquiry, and his unwavering commitment to the pursuit of truth laid the foundation for the development of Western philosophy. Socrates' teachings, as preserved in the dialogues of Plato, inspired generations of philosophers, from Aristotle to the Stoics and beyond. His ideas permeated fields ranging from ethics and epistemology to political theory and metaphysics. His emphasis on self-reflection and critical thinking continues to shape educational systems and inspire individuals to engage in meaningful self-discovery. Socrates' legacy extends far beyond the realm of academia. His unwavering commitment to his principles, even in the face of death, serves as a timeless example of moral courage and intellectual integrity. His life and teaching stand as a testament to the enduring power of ideas and the importance of challenging conventional wisdom in the pursuit of truth and justice. Socrates' life and teachings continue to resonate with us today because they grapple with timeless questions about the nature of knowledge, the meaning of a good life, and the responsibilities of citizenship. His unwavering commitment to reason, his pursuit of ethical excellence, and his belief in the power of self-examination remain as relevant as ever in our complex and ever-changing world. Socrates' legacy reminds us that the pursuit of wisdom is an ongoing journey, one that requires us to question our assumptions, confront our biases, and remain open to new ideas. It challenges us to live examined lives, to engage critically with the world around us, and to strive to live in accordance with our highest ideals. In a world often driven by dogma and uncritical acceptance, Socrates' call to awaken and engage in the pursuit of truth remains as vital and inspiring as ever.